So some people called the skater the best NCAA goaltender since Ken Dryden came into heavy prominence with Cornell back in the day. He broke Dryden's record, 84-85, for the most victories by a goalie in the Eastern Conference Athletic Collegiate Group. He went 31-1 with RPI in 85, and again was NCAA title winner that year as well. Now, when Daren Puppa finally made it to the NHL, we know he's going to have a long career. A lot of people thought he was going to be with Buffalo, his original team, but he eventually became the heart and soul of Tampa Bay's backstops for a number of years. Now, selected in the 4th round, 74th overall, a steal by the Buffalo Sabres. The native of Kirkland Lake first came to major prominence with the Ontario Midget AA Kirkland Lake. He went straight from midget to junior, bypassed junior right to college. Now, born and raised in Kirkland Lake, played 80-81 in 81-82 and 82-83 in the Ontario AA League, and then was drafted and went straight to college. Now, he was Belleville's 11th round pick, 145th overall in the 1982 OHL priority selection, but again, college was calling. Now, with RPI over 2 seasons, he went 54-7-1. He never lost a game by more than 1 goal in his whole career. Now, he debuted in the NHL on November 1st, 1985 against Edmonton, and wore the sturdy number 93 for Tampa Bay for a number of years. Now, final NHL totals of 429 games, 179, 161, and 54, with a 3.03 goals against average and 19 shutouts. Now, in limited playoff action with Buffalo, Toronto, and Tampa Bay, he went 4-9 in 16 starts. Now, his best years with Buffalo were in the early 1990s. He was an NHL All-Star second team in 1990, and would made the Sporting News All-Star second team that campaign, as well as the All-Star game. He was the Buffalo Larkin Trophy winner for MVP in 1990. Now, when he moved to Tampa Bay, he was MVP in 94 and 95. He holds numerous Tampa Bay records. Most seasons played by a goaltender, 7. Most career games played by a goaltender, 206. Most career minutes played by a goaltender, 11,576. Most career saves, 4,978. Most saves in one game, 45 versus LA. Most saves in a home game, again versus LA on November 27, 95. Most career losses, most losses in one season. Most goals allowed in one playoff game. Most goals allowed in one playoff series. Longest shutout streak, 180-48 from March 3rd, 96 to March 13th, 96. Now, he was the NHL wins leader with Buffalo in 1990 with 31. Now, while at RPI, he majored in engineering, completing his degree during off seasons of his early NHL playing days. Now, in his first NHL game, he shut out the defending Stanley Cup champion Edmonton 2-0 with 35 saves in his first Major League contests. He was Player of the Week for November 3rd, 85, and his first week in NHL. Now, injuries really plagued his career. He missed the 88 season with a broken left finger, and he did not make his 88 debut until October 30th versus LA, winning 5-1. He became Buffalo's number 1 goalie after Tommy Brasso was traded away to Pittsburgh on November 12, 88. Now, he missed part of the 89 season with a sprained right wrist, and remained the remainder of the campaign in entire playoffs with a right arm, injury suffered during a game against Montreal on January 27, 89. Now, he was Buffalo's Player of the Month for October 89 and NHL Player of the Week for March 11, 1990. He finished 4th in the NHL with 2.8 goals against average and 3rd in the NHL with 90.3 save percentage in 1990. Now, he was runner-up to Patrick Roy for the 1990 Vezina. Although he kept strong, he did miss part of the 91 season with a back injury, suffered during a practice on November 19, 1990. Didn't return for a month. He also missed part of the 91 campaign with a pulled groin and stomach muscles, suffering the game versus Pittsburgh. He put him out about a month. He again missed part of the 92 season with a broken left forearm. An injury suffered when a puck hit him during a morning workout before a game at San Jose. After 2 games in Rochester, he made his return to the NHL in a game against New Jersey on December 28. Now, he missed part of the 93 season with a sprained knee. He was out for a month. Now, this was the bizarre point. He was left unprotected by Toronto for Phase 1 of the 93 NHL expansion draft, and he was claimed by Florida on June 24, 93. After the draft, Tampa Bay traded Pittsburgh 93 third-round pick Steve Washburn to Florida in exchange for the Panthers' promise to leave Puppa unprotected in Phase 2 of the NHL expansion draft, set up to help Ottawa and Tampa Bay. Florida left Puppa unprotected for Phase 2 and was claimed by the Lightning on June 25, 93. Now, had some big starts with with Tampa Bay. 2 big games early 93 with 41 saves against New Jersey and Boston. Missed part of the 94 season with tonsillitis and also had a sprained lower back later on in the season. Now, NHL Player of the Week for January 10th, 94, making of him the first Lightning player to earn that honor. Now, he set a Tampa Bay single-season record since broken for games played by a goalie with 63, shutouts 4, wins 22, goals against average 271, save percentage 899, consecutive starts 8, and minutes played 3,653 in 94. Now, he also missed part of the 95 season with a bruised hand, an injury suffered during Tampa Bay's April 2nd, 95 game versus Florida. He also missed part of the 95 campaign with a sprained right hand, an injury suffered in an April 5th game at Boston. He did not return for 2 weeks. Now, he set the Tampa Bay single-season record since broken for goals against average with a 2.68 in 95. Now, 96, more injuries. Part of the campaign were right forearm injury, November 5th versus Florida. Now, that season, he also set the Tampa Bay record since broken for consecutive wins with 6. He was named the NHL Player of the Week for the week ending November 26 as part of that streak. Now, he also missed part of the 96 season with a torn ligament in his right knee, an injury suffered during Lightning's game against Hartford on November 29, 95. The injury required arthroscopic surgery, and Puppa did not return until New Year's Eve 95, winning 3-0 against the Senators. Now, he also missed parts of 96 with a strained groin, suffered a week later, including back spasms several times during the campaign. Now, in 96, he set a Tampa Bay record since broken for longest unbeaten streak when he was unbeaten in 9 straight games. He won the NHL Player of the Week for March 10th, 96. He also set a Tampa Bay record since broken that year for saves in one road game with 42 at Philly on March 13th, 96. Now, he missed the final game of the 96 regular season with a back injury, which was suffered at an April 12th game versus the Rangers. And despite this, he was named the NHL's Player of the Week for the weekend in April 14, 96. Now, that campaign, he set Tampa Bay single-season records since broken for wins with 29, ties with 9, shutouts with 5, 918 save percentage, and goals against average with 2.46. He finished second in the NHL that year in save percentage. Now, he became the first goalie to start a playoff game for Tampa Bay when he started Game 1 of the first-round series at the Flyers on April 16, 96. He also became the first goalie in Tampa Bay history to win a playoff game when he achieved a feat with 26 saves in a 2-1 overtime win on April 18, 96 at Philadelphia. Now, he did miss part of the playoffs with a lower back strain, and despite the injuries and the upheaval, he was a finalist that year for the Vezina for 96. Now, he did have a major problem at Tampa Bay's training camp with a strained groin, missed the remainder of the preseason. Now, he also missed part of the 97 season with a re-aggravation of the groin, suffered October 5th, 96. During his recovery from injury, he suffered a back ailment that delayed his return to the lineup. He also missed part of 97 with herniated disc in the back, diagnosed by an MRI on November 6, 96. The injury required surgery and he was out for about 4 months. He also missed part of 97 season with a sore back, an injury suffered during an April 4th game at New Jersey. Now, he missed the remainder of the 98 season with back spasms, an injury suffered during the Lightning's December 27, 97 game at Boston. He then missed the remainder of the 99 season with a strained groin, an injury suffered during a game against Pittsburgh. Now, he was represented by agent Steve Reich toward the end of his playing career, and he missed the remainder of the 2000 season with rib injury, suffered during the Lightning's October 28, 99 game at Boston. The injury, unfortunately, ended his career, and you could tell, chronically injured, and it catches up to you. Now, he retired again with Tampa Bay record since broken for wins with 77, ties with 26, shutouts with 12, career save percentage 90.5, and goals against average with 2.68. Now, various awards and honors. Won a Calder Cup in Rochester in 87, NCAA title 85 in RPI, NCAA All-America East second team in 84, AHL All-Star first team in 87, ECAC most wins in one season, 30 being Dryden's record in 85, RPI record most wins in one season, 30 in 85. AHL wins leader with Rochester in 87 with 33. AHL playoffs goals game played later, Rochester 87 with 16. Playoff minutes leader 87, 944. Playoffs wins leader Rochester 87 with 10. AHL playoff shouts leader 87 Rochester with 1. ECAC goals against average leader 85 with RPI 2.52. Now he became the only goalie in ECAC history again to win 30 games in a season. Now never lost a game by more than one goal in his career, and left RPI after sophomore season to pursue a pro hockey career. Now he also missed part of the 86 season with a knee injury suffered while playing with Rochester in February 86. Now also played somewhat with Rochester and Adirondack as part of reconditioning. Now he did remain in Tampa after his retirement. Now he was the older brother of former minor league goalie Daren Puppa and the first cousin once removed of the great former NHL player Ralph Backstrom. Now the big deal, of course, here was the Buffalo traded Puppa, Dave Andrechuk, and 1983 first-round pick was Kenny Johnson to Toronto in exchange for Grand Fuhrer and a conditional 95 draft pick, which turned out to be Kevin Pop on February 2nd, 93. So one of the biggest trades in, and a lot of people believed that this really hurt Toronto in the 93 playoffs to not have Fuhrer as a backup. That's yet to be determined. But like he came very close to a Stanley Cup in all these efforts. And let me tell you something. It's funny how it goes. Puppa could have been what the Lightning needed, but the problem is he relied a little bit too much on him and maybe pushed himself. If you had a 50-30 split like Carey Price has with Jake Allen, maybe he would have played longer. But that's a litany of injuries, and like he had probably the worst back in hockey. Not the biggest, like I said, not the biggest drink of water. I mean, 195 at a 6'3" frame, it catches up to you because, his style of play was extremely, aggressive. But one thing I like about Daren Puppa wasn't scared to protect his crease, and that's what you got to teach in a lot of players. Anyway, 179, 160, 154, again, almost a 90% save percentage. Goals against average 3.03. And for me, again, I look at the numbers, 1990, 56 games, 94 to 96, 63, 36, 57 games. And again, he would have played a lot more with the Lightning, with just too many friggin' injuries, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, he should donate his back to science. By the way, that season with Rochester in 87, just a recap here, 2.80 average, 37, 14, and 2, with one shutout. And Rochester the year before, 8 and 11, and 88, 14 and 8. So a big fan amongst the Rochester faithful as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the legend of the great and the outstanding collegiate and pro career Daren Puppa. If you like what we're doing here, we're a Buffalo Sabres vintage podcast. Let us know with a like, comment, subscribe. The Buffalo fans are very helpful and dedicated to the channel, and we thank every Buffalo Sabre fan. It's been a rough number of months, losing some members of the faithful, and all I can say is keep your stick on the ice. And if you like what we're doing, let us know with a like, comment, or subscribe. Bye.